BeStrongMama.com.
Hey there, mamas. So today I'm going to show you two different ways that you can modify sun salutations, or those vinyasa flows that you'll often experience in quote-unquote regular classes if you're still going to some of your regular classes at home, or you're practicing other videos outside of prenatal videos. And these are two different ways that you can modify those sun salutations in a way that's going to be a little bit more supportive to your body, and also help ensure that you're not overstraining muscles or doing anything that could potentially cause some harm later. So beginning with the sun salutation, without any supportive props, recommend keeping feet hip width apart. A lot of times teachers will talk about having the feet together. When you're pregnant, just having that little bit of extra width in your feet can be a lot better for balance, and it can also be a lot more supportive for your back. So starting with feet about hip width apart, bring your hands to your heart. Take a breath here, letting your breath move up your spine, down your tail. And as you inhale, sweep your arms out to the side and up overhead. As you exhale, you'll widen your feet out to about the width of your mat as you fold forward over your legs. Bring your hands onto your shins to lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, bring the hands to the mat. You can step one foot back and then the other, coming into downward facing dog with your feet about as wide as the mat. On your inhalation, come forward into a plank pose. Extend the crown of the head forward. As you exhale, lower your knees. On the inhalation, you can let your hips drop, let your heart lift. On the exhalation, lift the hips, slide the hips back, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Take an inhale here, and an exhale here. And as we inhale, we'll step our feet forward to the top of the mat. Again, coming about as wide as the mat with the feet. Bring the hands onto the shins, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Heel toe the feet into about hip width apart. Bring your hands onto your thighs. Push down on the thighs. Sweep the arms out and up. And then exhale, hands to heart. So that's one flow. Second flow option, recommend doing with a bolster. The bolster is going to provide some support, especially if you find that back bending, it feels like a little bit too much, baby's a little bit bigger. With this flow, you'll actually start at the back of your mat. It's going to be a little bit different from everybody else in the room, but that's okay. So feet hip width apart, hands at the heart. Soften your shoulders down your back. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, heel toe your feet out. Slide your hands down your legs, folding forward. Bring your hands to your shins, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, you'll lower your knees to the mat. Walk your hands forward in front of the bolster, and then come up into downward facing dog. With your inhalation, you'll come forward into a plank pose, making sure that as you exhale and lower the hips, that the bolster lands on your thighs and not your belly. Untuck your toes, push down into the floor, lift up through the heart. And then as you exhale, tuck the toes under, push down into the floor, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, lower your knees. Walk your hands back onto the bolster, tuck the toes. Walking all the way back, slide the hands onto the shins, lengthen the spine, and exhale, fold. Bring your hands onto your thighs, bend your knees, push down into the floor, rise all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. So two different variations. You can play with those two, but you'll notice some of the differences there, using the bolster to help support the legs so that we're not putting so much strain on the low back. Walking backwards instead of forward. And then also making sure that as we come forward, we're making plenty of space for baby. Obviously, if you're in your first trimester, you'll find that you won't have to modify quite so much. But as baby gets bigger and bigger, these modifications can be super helpful in your practice. So play with some of these, enjoy. Please feel free to share them in our community if you come up with some other great ways to practice. Look forward to practicing with you soon.